welcome everyone to the 2020 College of Arts and Architecture Convocation. We are thrilled that you are with us on this Labor Day Eve. My name is Brook Muller. I'm the Dean of the College of Arts and Architecture at UNC Charlotte. And soon I will be introducing 5 very accomplished students who were recommended by department chairs and the School of Architecture director to talk about some of their specific experiences that have impacted their thinking and their dreams. And then we will close out the short event with a recorded performance by Sequina DeBose, Assistant Professor of Classical and Contemporary Voice, who will be accompanied by collaborative pianist Aaron Palmer. Before we begin, I would like to share a few brief remarks. This convocation event will be recorded, and we will provide an audio transcript document with timestamps for anyone who requests that. This has not been the year anyone could have ever imagined. I heard somebody on the radio the other day say that 2020, a couple years from now, will be considered a swear word. And it's not the start of the fall semester we imagined either, but we'll get back to campus. And I want to express my deep gratitude to all of you for being with us tonight and for seeing through and committing to learning at this time. I have a mentor and friend and colleague named Frances Burnett, and she was my dean when I was a professor at the University of Oregon, and she's now the president of the Pratt Institute in Brooklyn. And she told me that there's a marketing professor at New York University who has a podcast with this vast listenership. And he was saying that it's a big mistake to go to college at this time. It's going to be a waste of your time. And Frances wrote a 12-point rebuttal. And one of the points she made was, this is actually the time to be in higher education. People are doing amazing things. It's not all pretty, it's not perfect, but I've had numerous conversations with colleagues, faculty this summer who are doing some incredible things in terms of adapting to an online platform, which is especially difficult for our disciplines in the performing arts, in design, in art. So this is the time when you actually want to be on the platform and experimenting with new modes of delivery. And I honestly believe that. I do want to mention the amount of effort that's gone into planning for a safe return to campus. The people on my team have been nothing short of extraordinary. And so when we get back to campus, and we will, it's going to be safe. If we look at other campuses, transmission incidents, they don't occur in classrooms, they don't occur in labs. And we're going to do everything in our power, first and foremost, to provide a safe experience for everybody. We're a close-knit college community. That's one of our hallmarks. We are excited to witness your growth and your practices and your creative output and your successes moving forward in the years ahead. We are also committed as a college to addressing some of the deep-seated and indeed structural issues associated with discrimination and social justice. And we are here to tell you that we are deeply committed to building an anti-racist intellectual culture. Last October, I had the good fortune of participating in the American Institute of Architects Charlotte chapter Women in Architecture breakfast event, which was a packed house. And Deb Ryan, who's in the Master of Urban Design program, moderated the session. And among the panelists was Harvey Gantt, the former mayor of the city of Charlotte, who, by the way, will be participating with in a conversation with students on Wednesday, September 16th at 5:30. And please do join us. And his comment was that his dream for the city of Charlotte is that it becomes a laboratory for how people can learn to live together. And I am so motivated by that dream and that ambition, and thinking about the ways in which the arts and design community and our programs can support and help realize that dream. So please join us for that important discussion. Right now, I would ask students on our panel to turn on their video cameras. We'll begin at introductions where each of the 5 students will describe their experience at COAA and what they're studying, and a specific conversation or two about what their experience means in terms of how it's representative of their time here. And then we're going to launch into a short Q&A, and then we will finish with the performance by Sequina and Aaron. So please, I think we're going to start with Erica Rush, who's a dance major, who's made inroads into theater as well. Erica, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Yes. All right. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Erica Rush. I am a dance major with a concentration in performance and a theater minor. Honestly, choosing UNC Charlotte to be my home has been one of the greatest decisions that I have ever made. Ever since I came to campus, I've had so many opportunities, and some of those opportunities include I got a lead role in Detroit 67, the performance. I was a part of the fall dance concert on last year. I did a circus performance with the club Queen City Circus, and that's actually how I met Drew. And I also got to do an interview at Gaston College for my role in Detroit 67. All of that to say and mention that UNC Charlotte has given me so many opportunities to find myself as an artist and to just stretch my range. A lot of people think that solely being a dance major just means that you stay in your own department. Honestly, that is not the case at all. Dabbling into theater and into circus, it's given me a family, and I've been able to connect with so many people, meet so many students, so many friends, and just share my artistic love with everyone. The faculty is amazing. They make sure you always have opportunities, and they let you know what's going on. So all of that goes to say that choosing Charlotte has been one of the greatest decisions I've ever made. And honestly, I can't wait for the next upcoming year. I also got a role in Pippin the musical, but unfortunately, due to coronavirus, the process for that has been on hold. But basically, all to say that Charlotte is where it's at, and I'm honestly just happy that I've made it my home.
Wow, Erica, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're going to turn it to Drew Coley in theater.
Hello, everybody. My name is Drew Coley. I am a senior this year in the theater major, and I also have a minor in economics with a musical theater certificate that I'm pursuing. And honestly, like, my experience is very similar to Erica's, and it's just been so positive. The faculty here are just incredible, and they treat you very much like professionals. They really prepare you for what it's going to be like going into a career like theater or dance or any kind of art. And it's just been amazing because this so many different possibilities that I never thought was possible. I went into this wanting to pursue musical theater, and of course I still do, but there's just so many more things to do. There's Shakespeare, which I recently got into, and circus, and it's just incredible because I never thought I could do anything physically, and it's really opened me up to so many things. And it's really expanded my career options and what I want to pursue. And I've made so many friends who have encouraged me and insisted that I continue to do what I do. And it's just been an incredible experience here at Charlotte.
Wow. And we're not paying Erica and Drew, by the way, for this. But I have to say, one of the most rewarding things about being a professor is we stay in touch with students for years. And we get an email, like somebody who graduated 20 years ago who thanks us for the work that we did. And I honestly, we're not in this to get rich, but we're in this to support you. And it's one of the most rewarding things imaginable. So thank you both. And we'll turn it to Malik Norman.
My every breath begins with gratitude. So I'll start off by saying thank you to Dean Muller for this introduction and opportunity. Thank you to the faculty and staff for all that you do, challenging and nurturing my fellow peers and I. Thank you to my family, friends, and peers. Within you, I find inspiration. My steps pay homage to Yahweh, the legacy of Black gold, and the indigenous people whose land I call home. Thank you. I'm Malik J. Norman. I'm from Middle Springs, North Carolina. I really hope all is well with you guys and your families. I'm currently a senior Bachelor in Arts and Fine Arts candidate in photography. I am a co-president of UCV, United Creative Vision, and the Art of Light Photo Club, and Bridge Connecting the Arts. To be honest, I came into the program ignorant to the history and craft of image making and the vastness of the art industry. I finally remember how my spirit guided me into Photo Media 1. I was amazed by the workings of film negatives and this technical intentionality and balance within the art of photography. Light, our medium, reveals truths, lies, and personal bias. It was in the absence of light where I met the dark room. Her love has never forsaken me or led me astray. The dark room and the interdisciplinary approach of art in our history department has proudly made me a Romite. The studio courses within the department has enriched, encouraged, and permeates into my practices and concepts. There was a point during my studio experience where I felt the need I needed to discover how art could play a role in social economic empowerment and civil engagement. After talking to professors, it became clear that it would be beneficial for me to wear my student identity as a shield and go into the Charlotte arts community and find the answers from practicing artists and institutions. By going to galleries, museums, networking, talking to artists, and rejection, I have a better understanding of how I create and why I create. My senior thesis, Visual Waters Middle Springs, which was born from this continuous self-driven investigation of how I can use my art for Black social economic empowerment. During this chaos, Fujifilm chose to invest in my vision, and I became a recipient of the National Student of Storytelling competition. This accomplishment is not just a reflection of me, but of the long hours after class conversing with faculty and staff in their classroom and offices, the nonchalant critiques from classmates and the in-depth critiques from classmates, the bliss found from the Charlotte Collegiate Institute program and UCV, and most importantly, my family, mentors, and friends. My every breath ends with gratitude. Thank you. This space has been home.
Thank you, Malik. That's beautiful. You know, I have to say that I was on the Niner bus from the light rail stop going up to Storrs Hall to my office, and this student sat down next to me and introduced himself, and that was Malik, and told me about his work. And I have to say, like, we facilitate a process and we try to bring resources to bear, but it's your work that is our joy and our passion. And so thank you so much for the good work that you do. It's incredibly meaningful. I'm going to turn it over to Hunter Thurlow in architecture right now.
Hi, I'm Hunter in the Bachelor's of Arts in Architecture, minoring in architecture, history, and criticism, as well as being a part of the college honors program. What I find so great about the college is, and especially the School of Architecture, is the strong studio culture found within Storrs Hall. Unfortunately, this semester it won't be the same, but in past semesters and future semesters, the collaborative insights between professors and fellow classmates really strengthen projects, but it also strengthens yourself because it allows you to grow as a person along with your project. But I'd also like to say that UNC Charlotte has also been great because of the ability to get outside of Storrs, explore the city, and be a part of student organizations such as the American Institute of Architecture Students Chapter at UNC Charlotte, and where we've been able to collaborate with AIA Charlotte, the American Institute of Architects Charlotte Chapter, to get together and to allow them to be our mentors. And then with me, I've been able to meet over 150 professionals, not only in Charlotte, but across the states. So I would say congratulations and welcome to UNC Charlotte, and get outside of the building and explore the city, because you can find inspiration at every corner.
That's a great message, Hunter. Thank you so much. You know, my background is in architecture, and I think this applies to all our disciplines within the college. And we do have a magical constellation of disciplines within this college: dance, music, theater, art and art history, architecture. It's an amazing combination, but it's a personal journey, and we're trying to figure out our own sensibilities as designers, as artists. But it's a social act as well. Like, we are here to be in the community, in the communities that we serve. So it's this really interesting combination of figuring out our own talents, but how to apply them to making our communities better. So I really appreciate those comments. And so now we're going to go to Gianna Agostino in music. Last but not least.
Hey everybody, my name is Gianna. I'm a double major in communications and music with a minor in theater. I play the cello here at UNCC with the orchestra, and I'm also a Robinson Hall tech, so that means you'll probably see my face backstage or in the booth at some of the performances in the college. And yeah, for me, UNCC has allowed me to be surrounded by students and faculty who really push you and support you in discovering all of your different interests and seeing how they combine. I came in just music thinking I wanted to play the cello, and I was led through, and I added a theater minor last year. And last fall, I was able to dive deep into technical sound design, and I became the sound designer for our production of Far Away. And I learned a lot through that. I was able to take it to SCTC, which is the Southeastern Theater Conference, and that show won first place for sound design. So it was super rewarding and very exciting. I went into UNCC with an open mind, and I think that was important, knowing I was going to find my path here and be able to discover more about my interests. And the support I've had from everyone to do that has been great, and I've found a direction that I want to pursue with my postgraduate career, and that's super exciting. I'm also a representative for the UNCC Arts Instagram page. If you guys don't know, this is our social media presence and outreach, and I want to take a minute to kind of share this information with you. On the screen, you can see our Instagram handle, and I know all of you probably have your phones out right now. It's one of the perks of this virtual world we're living in right now. So take a minute, follow us, and if you comment and tag a friend on the last post, you can get a chance to win a Barnes & Noble gift card, which would be very, very helpful coming up, buying books, buying cool sweatshirts with UNCC on them. And if you follow us, you can stay in the loop about different events going on in the college, get cool content from faculty, and see what your peers are up to in and outside of school. So take a minute and do that.
Thank you so much. So let's have a little bit of a Q&A with our students, and you are so inspiring, I just have to tell you. And I assumed the deanship a year ago, and the greatest fear that I had was that I would be distanced from students. And so Malik, again, thank you for introducing yourself on the bus, but because it's so important to me to maintain a close connection with the students who are the spirit of this place. Absolutely. So several of you talked about interdisciplinary study opportunities. Drew, you're minoring in economics. Erica, you move back and forth between dance and theater. Gianna, you just mentioned you're a music major, but you also have had this incredible opportunity to do sound design. And Hunter, you're connected to the Honors College in addition to doing a minor in architectural history and criticism. So I'd love to hear from you about what it means to have a core discipline that you're pursuing, but also that you are able to connect across different disciplines as well.
Okay, I'll go ahead and start. So for me, I kind of believe that dance and theater, they kind of just coexist with each other. To be honest, it's honestly helped me in certain ways, like in dance performance and with theater performance. There are some crucial things that I've learned in the dance department that's helped me be successful in theater performance and vice versa. Honestly, it's given me more, like I mentioned earlier, sense of a family. Like I don't just have the dance department, but I have the theater department as well. And like I had mentioned earlier, just the wonderful opportunities that I have just studying with both. I've always been a performer. I've always loved singing, dancing, and acting. And I thought to myself, man, I really have to make a decision and I have to just choose one, just dance or theater. But at Charlotte, I don't have to. They kind of coexist with each other, and I'm able to live out my dreams to the fullest.
Amazing. Thank you.
I really agree with what Eric. Oh,
No, you go ahead.
okay. I really agree with what Erica was saying. There's this collaboration that happens when you're doing work. Specifically, I wasn't familiar with printmaking, and when I took mixed media class, which is a class where we combine printmaking, photography, painting together, and that really informed me of how these different mediums can coexist together to communicate. And from that experience, from a printmaking class in Talio and mixed media, I was able to combine printmaking techniques into my photography to inform and to visually communicate the message. So everything's around for you to use, and it's about reaching out and learning from what you're surrounded by and the people that you're surrounded by.
Yeah, going off of what both of you said, I think it's a cool college because it's architecture, it's music, it's dance, it's theater, it's all of that combined, and creativity looks a lot different for all of us depending on what we're studying, but the fact that we can come together and there's so many parallels that we can relate to one another, and we gain that perspective, and it kind of forces you out of your comfort zone in a good way, and you're pushed to learn more about yourself, and the interests that you find along the way can surprise you, and they can lead to really beautiful things. I think for all of us, we've been able to kind of take something that we thought was one thing and go in our own direction and make the most of it, and that's been really important and special in my journey here.
Yeah, I mean, I've had similar experiences with doing a bit of economics on the side of theater. I know it's a little bit different from doing theater to dance, but it's also just really nice. It's helped me to work both sides of my brain because I grew up really liking math, and so I was really interested in the economics, not only just of the world, but also of theater. So it's just really helped me pursue what I really like to do and what I'm interested in.
And being a part of the college honors program, it's really been interesting because I've been able to attend and be a part of classes of art, history, in this semester in a theater, and understanding and finding ways how architecture can fit into and be a part of all these other disciplines really makes it quite interesting and makes your projects so much better, learning how other disciplines think and interact with certain things. But it's also the people in the classes. Usually my classes are with architecture, but going and being in an art history or a theater class, I'm finding all these cool people that are still in the college that I usually don't see, but they inhibit such a unique and interesting quality.
You are inspiring me, all of you. I want to talk. So I moved from the University of Oregon. It was in Eugene, which is a great little town, but it's a small town. And now I find myself in the city of Charlotte, and there are opportunities to be in a growing metropolitan area that didn't exist where I used to be. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on what it means to be studying in the city of Charlotte and the kinds of connections that you've been able to make. And Malik, I'm thinking about the show that you had where your work was being exhibited with practitioners. I mean, that's really extraordinary. So if you could touch upon that, I would love to hear.
My pleasure. So I was also on that show with Ajane Williams, a fellow student. She's a painting major. And being a part of Charlotte, it's a growing art community. So it's a space where students can come in and ask questions and, put your face out there, because that's what's most important. Who is your art communicating to? Who is your audience? And being able to go into the community, the art community, and just Charlotte in general, I've been able to figure out who's my community, where the different spaces I can present my work, and C3 Labs, C3 Gallery, the place where I exhibit my work. It was interesting how they choose to engage the community with their art, creating art as a space for people can commune together, eat, and it just fueled me to figure out more ways how art can be a tool, not just as a social thing, but also economically, figuring out a way that how economic can feed people, house people, give them a roof over their head.
That's anybody? Hunter?
I think being in Charlotte is really cool with the light rail we have, because we're able to start on campus and go into the city, and from the light rail you see all these unique parts of the city from a different point of view than when you're on car or foot. So I would suggest to everybody to take the light rail up to see the different neighborhoods of Charlotte, how art and architecture is interacting and is a part of those communities.
I have to say, I don't have a car, and some people think I'm insane, but that's my life. I live 200 feet from a light rail station stop, and that's how I get to work every day. And I agree with you. It's like, it's good to be, it's good. It's a good ride. It's really important to me. Several of you are doing things that are above and beyond the incredibly difficult work of earning a degree in theater or dance or music or art and art history or architecture. Like, you've assumed leadership roles in various organizations, and I would love to hear you talk about what that means. Like, you're stepping up to be a part of student organizations and what that has represented for you in terms of your growth as students of art and design.
I know for myself, I am the treasurer of the Circus Club on campus, QCC. And I am also the president of the Student Advisory Committee for the theater department. And both of those roles have just really helped me, honestly, just to be able to reach out and see more people and bring more people in to new experiences, and to help people grow in their art, to like share my experiences with them, but also to grow from what I'm seeing from them, because everyone brings something new to the table, and it's just so amazing to see everyone grow together. That's been my personal experience.
Kind of piggybacking off of what Drew said, this year I get the opportunity to be a preceptor for improv under the direction of Dr. Nesbitt. And for me, it was an honoring position to take on, considering I have already experienced that class. So being able to look at new faces and see new people come into the department, I can share with them a little bit of how I view improv and give them my experiences and tell them about the wondrous opportunities that they get to have in the dance department. For me, it just fills me with so much joy, because I can share with people why dance means so much to me. I can share with them my fears, I can tell them about everything I've been going through. And so kind of like Drew said, it just shows you who you are. And it's an overwhelming feeling, honestly. I'm overwhelmed with gratitude, honestly.
Wow, Erica, thank you both. One of the things about being an educator is that you have to disclose your values and your assumptions about how you practice the way that you do. And so one of the most amazing things about it, like peer-to-peer teaching, that's when you learn the most. Like you have to come to terms with how you approach the work that you do. And I'm so appreciative that you think of your work in that way. I show up at the University of Oregon as a graduate student, and I go to one class and they share one perspective. And then the next class, it's like a contradiction. And I'm thinking, you all ought to get together and get your story straight. And then I realized it's my story. It's all about figuring out my own sensibilities and getting these different perspectives and then kind of owning your story. And that's the beauty of meaningful education. So thank you so much. Does anybody else want to talk about leadership opportunities in the college and, things beyond your coursework that have helped you grow and think as emerging artists and designers?
I'll talk a little bit. As a Robinson Hall Tech, that's kind of my job on campus, and that's been so eye-opening, and it's been an experience I wouldn't have necessarily gotten if I was just doing my coursework. I reached out and I wanted to do this because I wanted to be more involved and really see how things work behind the scenes, and that was super exciting and eye-opening. You realize that it's more than just you. There's a lot of moving parts to make everything work, especially in music, but in all of these disciplines. And it gave me a better appreciation just for the teamwork and the relationship building that you have to do with your peers in order for things to go smoothly and for it to be fun for everyone. And that's been really cool.
So
Yeah. Oh, after you.
Last year I was the president of AIS, and along with going
What AIAS, Hunter, for those who don't know?
American Institute of Architecture students, sorry, along with being a part of the American Institute of Architects in Charlotte and having events with them, we were able, and every year we have the largest student-run career fair on campus, Career Expo, and we as a student organization put it all together. And we have 60 firms come to campus and have over 500 interviews that day. So it's honestly one of the coolest days because it's so busy and there's so much networking and how we as designers and artists move forward into the profession.
Thank you. Malik.
Yes. So I'm the president of the Art Photo Club, or the Art of Light Photo Club, excuse me. And being a part of that club has showed me, the different places photography can take you. I attended the conference, SPE conference, Society Photographic Education Conference, and listening to speakers and practicing artists and art historians talk about photography with such depth just encouraged me to, really put all my eggs in this basket and see how I can evolve and understand myself through photography. And specifically with UCV, United Creative Vision, it's a club that I created with some friends, Nadia, Manny, Jay, Andrew, Chauncey, Michaela. It's a space where Black students, Black creatives could come together, commune, and show work without have to worry about code switching or, have to over explain where the perspective of your art. That group has really been encouraging for me because it provided a space where I can just be, but also these group of individuals saw the importance of, how art can help community. And I don't know if I should be sharing this, but we're working on this project where we're trying to use art for Black businesses to help with economic mobility. So I was figuring out a way how we can use our club within an institution to help the community. And the brains of everyone in the club has really just helped me understand my personal mission, but the role that institutions can play within community. And then also Bridge Connecting the Arts, I'm a president of, and that club is dedicated to the collaboration between, the different concentrations that we have. Because I really feel like you learn from what you don't know. Specifically, I've witnessed some theater presentation. I'm just like, there's this performance aspect that I could connect and add to my performance art. And how does that encourage, what I'm trying to communicate through my work? So Bridges Connecting the Arts is the club in which I connect different mediums together. And that I really wish we were in 3 different buildings and we're all in one building, because I could reach you guys easier. I just walk to the door. But yes.
So we need to build a bridge between our buildings and our disciplines. Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. And I have to say, you all are like spokespeople for this college. Like, you are so articulate and you're such leaders. And I can't wait to see where your practices go. And we want to stay in touch with you. And I really, really hope that we see each other in person sooner rather than later. And let's pull this thing off come October 1st. And let's be a culture of care. Let's do the work, right? Like, we can do this. I honestly think our college has a culture which is really unique and it's really special, and we care about one another. So let's inculcate that culture as we move forward. And that way we can all be together starting later this fall. So I just want to thank all of you for your time today. I'm so grateful. You are our spokespeople for what our college can be. And you are also individual practitioners who are doing amazing things. So I'm thankful to you so much, so much. So I think we now will conclude the convocation event. And I'm going to introduce Sequina DeBose, Assistant Professor of Classical and Contemporary Voice. And she will be accompanied by collaborative pianist Eric Palmer in performing Rodgers and Hammerstein's Carousel. Thank you all. Let's rock this semester. Let's do the good work. I have no doubt that we're going to be able to do that. And I thank you once again.
With